right, so in this brief module, I wanted to take us through what's called a ternary if statement. Now, ternary if statements are not used that often in normal programming, although you will see them here and there. They can tend to be a little more cryptic than a standard if statement, which is why I tend to shy away from them under normal conditions. However, when we get into Swift UI, we are going to be able to take advantage of ternaries quite a bit. And so what I want to do is just give us a quick little module on what they are. So if we look at a basic if statement like we have here, so in this case, I've declared a variable called choice. It's a Boolean, and I've set it to true, and then we have basically our standard if statement. So what I want to do is just review real briefly the if statement before we go into the ternary piece of it. So obviously it starts with the keyword if. It's followed by a Boolean expression. In this case, it's just the variable choice, but it could be something more complicated. And then we do an open and close left and right curly brackets, and then we put however many statements we want in there, and that is the true case. So that's going to run when the choice is true. And then if we do an else case, which in this case we will for ternary ifs, there will always be the true and the false case. So I'm using else here. Then else, and we have open and close bracket, and then we have the statements that would execute if the choice is false. So remembering the logic here, if choice bool true, we're going to do print is true. If choice bool false, then we're going to do print is false. And this is how a standard if statement works. Now, we can rewrite this if statement into what we see down here. So right here is the new way we could write that. And what's interesting about this is it does recognize the fact that, in our if statement, we're not trying to do two completely set of different things. So we're not off doing different types of statements in the two different condition choices. We're really just printing. And we're changing what it is we print depending on the Boolean itself, depending on that condition. So that's what this is doing down here. So let's step through this. So first of all, that print statement, instead of having two of them, we only have one of them now. So we just have a single print statement. And of course, we have the open and close parens. And then whatever we want to print is inside that. Now, the choice, which is the Boolean that we're checking to see if it's true or not, ends up being the first part of our ternary operation here. So we name the Boolean value or expression that is going to be checked. And then we describe what should happen in the true case. And the way we do that with a ternary is we start out with a question mark, and then we put whatever we want to have happen there, whatever we want it to return, if you will, based on that true case. And then we do a colon here and whatever we want for the false case. And so there's our ternary piece, or our three pieces, our choice, our true, and our false. And the thing you have to remember, I'm not sure of a good memory trick for this, is that question mark represents the true case, and colon represents the false case. So we can think of it like this. We have this print statement written up here with this ternary if in the middle of it. So if choice is true, then this is what effectively is coded. Print is true. If it is false, then print is false is what's going to happen in the false case. And then finally, as I've said several times as a part of this, but I just want to reinforce it, it doesn't have to be a single Boolean variable, although many times it is. It can be a more complicated expression. For example, here, pi greater than 3.14, that's our condition that we're checking. That can be down there as the first part of the Boolean expression in the ternary. So that's ternary if statements.